I'm launching a new company that makes high-end simulators, training tools for real-life drivers. Here's the story behind it. Finally, racing simulators are now recognized as an effective training tool for real-life racers. I've gone from sim racing to becoming a real-life radical US champion with zero karting background, so I can personally tell you, sim racing works. Funnily enough, I found many real-life racers with sometimes 10 times more experience than me in real life, and I beat them. So what's the difference? Why was I faster than them having no real-life experience? Well, the truth is that I worked on my racing technique using sim racing in the most effective way possible, and I didn't even know that. I'm only racing in real life because of this guy. His name is Marc-Andre, and he was the first team owner who invited me to race in real life after I became Canadian sim racing champion in 2021. He's the one behind building and setting up these simulators. We worked together for months testing and perfecting these simulators, and now they've been approved by real-life GT3 drivers and World Endurance Championship drivers. In this video, I tested our latest version with our new motion systems of choice right after I came back from my LMP3 doubleheader in Germany, and this simulator felt amazing.
It actually makes so much sense. State of the suspension, I really like that. Wow, okay. It's crazy how the brain adapts to it very quickly. I always say when the equipment is good, you don't even think about it. With the motion, I thought it was gonna take a while for me to adapt to it. 3 corners, it already makes sense what's happening with the car. That makes so much sense. I think that's the best description of it. I immediately realized that this is properly set up and that it works because it's a tool that takes you deeper into the zone, you know? Like, it makes me feel like I'm in the car, and it makes me just understand what's happening with the car immediately. It already gives me ideas on like how to take the curves and everything, just because it's actual useful information. It gives some like aspect of seriousness to it as well. Like, it really feels like you're competitive. And with the motion, it also kind of makes you a little bit more of a smoother driver, because you can really feel like whatever you do with the inputs, the car tells you, hey, like, this is happening with me. So it allows you to be more aware. I thought it was gonna take longer for me to adapt to it, because this is literally my first time driving. Like, as soon as I went through Eau Rouge right here, I was like, oh wow, this just makes so much sense. And it's definitely like the closest to real life that I've ever felt in a motion system, so it's a big win-win. No! Generally, like, all the motion systems that I've tried just didn't make a lot of sense or really didn't help me. But this one, as soon as I did 5 laps, my brain already integrated the whole motion into the experience, and it just made so much sense. Yeah, I think I really like the choice of like using this system to simulate the state of the suspension, because that's useful information that you can use to actually drive faster and drive smoother, and actually already have an idea of what you're going to experience in real life. And yeah, my brain just forgot about it. Like on lap 2, I was already in the zone trying to drive fast and having a lot of fun and like really in it. So yeah, first impressions, wow.
So first off, Suelio, I want to say how impressed and proud I am to see where you are today, to remember where you left off from the simulator, winning the Porsche Canada Championship, and the first drive you did at Chandonville in our cars, to now leading the Radical Championship for North America, and you just came back from Germany racing an LMP3. I mean, who would have thought? That's just incredible.
Well, nothing of that would have happened without your phone call back in 2021. I never actually expected to be racing in real life, never actually expected to achieve all that because I thought it was impossible, right? Everyone thinks it's impossible to move from sim racing to real life. Now, more and more, we're getting stories of people moving from sim racing to real life. And this is also new that people didn't really know how they could effectively prepare to real life events.
Yep.
And that's where we get in, that's where we built this. On top of the story, like what was it that allowed me to perform well right away in just a few years and actually already be beating drivers who have been driving at 24-hour events. It's all about knowing exactly how you're gonna develop your technique.
Yep.
And that's how we got into the motor racing simulators. It's a crazy story. Mark already had a real-life racing team. He is a real-life driver. He was one of the first persons in the planet, actually, to realize how sim racing can be useful.
I mean, I've been sim racing for 27 years. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing to admit, but 27 years of sim racing. And I remember going to the tracks in 2007 for the first time. It took COVID to make sim racing cool. I remember going and it was hard. People thought it was a joke when you arrived to the track and said you were a sim racer. But all of a sudden, it wasn't much of a joke when I was winning races by a lot. I mean, I remember my first race, I lapped my instructors. That gave me my race license. And I'm happy that the world today realizes how important it is. And for us, I mean, we've been building sims for a while now, and some of the clients that we've been working with, and they're understanding how important the sim is. And I mean, we've seen so many success stories, people winning championships, and even being on the podium now in the second ever race weekend they do. Why? Because of the sim. Super proud to be offering not only just simulators, but I think that one thing that you and I value more is that this isn't just a toy or a tool, it's a solution which is paired with training. And immersion, when you're in the sim and you're going to be on track for real and you need to perform, the equipment really needs to connect. I think with this new motion system that we're now going to be offering everybody, I mean, you've tried it today. What are your thoughts?
Amazing, and I think for me, the best thing is it gives you the environment as close as possible to what you're gonna get in real life.
Yep.
So even though I always preached for many years that you should not really use motion systems because it's not gonna make you faster in the sim, it does allow you to tune in to the right mental space that you're gonna be in real life. The motion systems, when they are very well done, very well set up, are gonna allow you to expect how the suspension is going to behave and how you can use that to be a much smoother driver.
Yep.
While finding the limit and understanding what the suspension is trying to tell you.
Yep.
So I think right now it's not only the fact that sim racing is a tool that is going to make you a better driver, but rather how you're going to use it, because you can actually technically use sim racing in a way that is going to hurt your performance in real life. Yep. Unless you really know exactly what ways you're going to practice that are gonna effectively help you create good habits.
Yep.
For example, you can overdrive, you can just create bad habits in the sim that are gonna put you in dangerous situations in real life. Or you can use the sim with an approach, creating a muscle memory, or automatizing the way you are going to find the limit that you can replicate in real life, and that is gonna be safer, that is gonna get you up to pace surprisingly way quicker, and no one wants to crash in real life. So in the sim, I used to crash a lot before I moved to real life. And now that I understand that there is a proper way to use the sim, I rarely spin or rarely crash in the simulator just because now I have that mentality. I'm using this as a tool to become a better driver in real life.
Yeah, we just had a driver that competed in the WEC series at COTA last weekend. And he's not a sim guy, and he's not a motion guy. And he actually used our sim to train, and the first text message I got from him is, Mark, on my first laps, I was not only able to match my time on the sim, but I went faster. So when a real driver like that really is more in tune to reality, was able to get out on the real track and just perform to the max right away, I mean, what better proof is there than that?
And it's very difficult to get to that point because many sims are actually just not well set up, and most real life drivers, there's a big chance that their first simulator is going to just not be properly set up, and their first impression of the whole world of sim racing is going to be bad.
Yep.
But as soon as we get a very good driver in a very good sim, because we now, after so many years of experience between sim racing and real life, we know how to set up a very good sim. Finally, now we can give them that good impression and finally convince them that, hey, I can actually use this and save hours of practice in real life. Because in real life, you're gonna have probably 2-3 hours of practice in qualifying before a race. If you use the sim to save 30-40 minutes of that and already get up to pace more quickly, that's a huge advantage compared to the whole grid. So now we're getting to the spot where finally more and more drivers are getting into sim racing, and we are now offering the right tool that is going to be effective.
If you want the maximum immersion, trust people that know racing as well as sim racing and training. You and I have a huge background in training, and hopefully if you're looking for that perfect training tool, just message us. It's a free consultation, and we can have that conversation on why our solution should be the one that you consider.
Well, hello again, everyone. It's a special, we've been off Wednesdays for the last couple weeks, but we got a special one here tonight. As we tonight have a special presentation of the motor racing simulators and their race for the Gold Helmet event from Road Atlanta. I thank everyone for joining us. There are your conditions right now on the racetrack: 129 degrees track temperature, 78 degrees ambient. We've just started qualifying with about 13 minutes left to play. Joining me in the booth is Luis Gonzalez Nunez, who's getting some extra duty this week before we do 300 laps tomorrow night at Iowa. Welcome, Luis.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we back on know what we always do. The IndyCars or NASCAR now in the new things. Now we're back on some big cars and this track again. We did the eGP before. Now we are in GT3 or Gran Turismo 3 cars around the road at Atlanta, Petit Le Mans. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, last time we were here, we did 45 minutes of the hypercars. Today we're going to do 25 minutes of the GT3s as we have ourselves a all right size field. But we got some big names in this field that we'll get to as more and more cars here are making their laps and making time.
You look like excited to mention that.
I'm
really surprised too, actually.
You know that I like my IndyCar drivers, and we have one of them in here. We actually have, well, I said we have two. We have a really good virtual IndyCar driver. And that's the guy that we sponsor over in for the Butt Kicker Pro Series. That's Adam Crane. But also in the lineup is Johnny O'Connell. And he's a former Indy 500 starter, finished 29th in the 96 500. In fact, tomorrow night, when you're done watching Adam Crane and from the Indy Pro Butt Kicker Series, then you could just go right to the NTT IndyCar Series channel. Stay there. Okay, watch Adam go first, and then when you're done, you can watch the 1996 Indy 500, which they're posting tomorrow for the first time that they'll have on the website. So I think it'll be upscaled and everything. So you'll want to check that out. So the 96 Indy 500, you can watch Johnny tomorrow in an IndyCar, and you can also watch Adam tomorrow in a virtual IndyCar.
Oh, the 96 IndyCar 500. The only thing I remember that day when the last wreck on the Salazar, when the car is going in almost
over his
head.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I remember seeing. I was there for that race. I remember seeing the tail of that wreck. All we saw was just cars, a car go sideways in the air and tires and stuff and a bunch of smoke, and it was like, whoa. But that was an interesting race because, of course, that was the day that the Indy 500 went head-to-head with the US 500 up in Michigan with the kart series. And they had their own rough start. It wasn't the best day for racing overall in terms of the quality of racing out there. But, hey, Buddy Lazier, he had to win a race. He won that one. Good for him. And Jimmy Vasser. one on the wrong on the wrong racetrack on Memorial Day weekend, unfortunately.
Yeah. So kind of tragic year or week or months for that season.
Yeah.
With the Poleman.
Yeah,
It's
Scott
not
Brayton.
The Poleman.
Yeah, Scott Brayton.
Scott
Yeah.
Brayton. Scott Brayton in practice before the race.
Yeah, after he qualified on the pole, yeah.
And Ariel Larendek with disqualifying make Tony Stewart, David Jones, and Salazar in the front row, and he's still talking about I be in the front row, but in the computers he was in the second row on inside. So yeah. So because Ariel and Scott Brayton, he went to the front row. Well, he did after that in 2000, or 2000? Yeah, 2000. No, 2001.
Oh,
When Montoya won, 2000?
Yeah, Salazar, 2000.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that had
That's
front row.
I wanna
had
mark that. Yeah,
gray
I
on
marked
it. Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
I marked that guy. He did.
If you can't tell, for those that are just joining, if never have heard us or watched this before, Lewis's racing hero is Eliseo Salazar.
He did. Everybody's making laugh of him on Chile. It's like, too slow. It's like, he did Le Mans. He won Fuji 1,000 kilometers on Fuji. IndyCar. He won IMSA. He went to the World Rally Car Championship. What else? He driving NASCAR. I said Craftman Track, the Truck Series in Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
I think he said 2 times. I don't know. But anyways, it's like it's a lot of things he did. Maybe because nothing more to do. But he actually won with Aston Martin in 6 hours of Watkins, I think so. Oh, no, 3 hours of Watkins. So yeah, that's the last he did. Nice guy. Really, we have a business guy with the green stuff, electric stuff. So he wanna promote that in Chile. So it's really into in that. So good to him.
Well, 7 minutes and 18 seconds left to play here in qualifying. Johnny O'Connell on the provisional pole. Jonathan DeGainer, he is currently provisionally second. Nicholas Simmons provisionally third. And Marc-Andre Seguin is fourth. You still get to see Adam Crane take time. A couple of other drivers out there still making laps.
You have 2 points. Sorry, keep going.
The rule set for today really is going to be once we're done qualifying, we'll line up and we have ourselves a 25-minute race. I don't know if any pit stops are mandatory. It might just be a straight-up sprint, so we shall see. But this is the second time we've been here this season, or this year. Of course, we had the hypercars here from the EGP Hypercar Championship. It was not in their first season. It was in their exhibition season that we had for them. But that was a good race. We saw some good racing there, and hopefully we'll see some good racing here with the GT3s.
We have to mention some. So you're talking about Johnny O'Connell and also Adam Crane. Very Adam Crane recognized around the IndyCar. He won the IndyCar series, Indy 500, and many others. So, but what about Melissa? We practiced the name. Kosira?
Yeah. They said it right. I think you said it right.
Yeah. She is the
Ferrari driver.
Is Ferrari driver for the North America
Ferrari Challenge.
Ferrari Challenge.
Yeah.
Yes. I have a standing, so he makes every race is by stages. So race 1, race 2 for the same day, one day, and the next day is race 2. So the best result in Sonoma, 3rd position.
Nice.
So, well, because the what is the name of these things? When you're going to this race, you have to go in every single race. So the last race is in Monza, but she couldn't. So the standing for her was finished in the position. I cannot find it. Oh, there it is. 12 with 157 points. It's the Copa Shell IM. So that's basically the Shell Trophy amateurs.
Okay.
So pretty good though. Pretty good for have professional drivers basically. And she used the Ferrari, the new Ferrari have iRacing around the 296 challenge.
And currently we are watching Mark and I believe this is Melissa racing together down the straight here. Coming down the hill into the hairpin.
Ooh, bump.
Yeah, a little bump trap. Whereas this is the portion of the racetrack that we believe the Whittington brothers were using to use as an illicit runway to smuggle drugs back in the 80s.
Oh no.
You didn't know that story? I thought I told you that story.
Maybe, or maybe I forgot.
Okay, so in the early 80s, there were three brothers that raced IndyCar, and I remember that they always seemed to have like the best equipment, good-looking cars, but you're always like, well, who are they? You never really heard of them or anything, and where'd they get the money from? And it's the Whittington brothers, and they were owners here of this racetrack at one point. And they were involved kind of back in the days with the drug smuggling trade, and in the early 80s, and
That's close.
that was close. But they used the backstretch as a place where planes could land. They could offload the goods, and then they would get the proceeds from that. And of course, there were a number of drivers in the early 80s and the mid 80s that kind of got in trouble for drug smuggling and drug involvement. Randy Lanier was one of those. The Whittington brothers, John Paul Jr., unfortunately, his family got involved. Okay. Of course, John Paul was a up-and-coming IndyCar driver, and I think they wanted him to testify against his dad, I think. And he wouldn't do it, and they put him in jail too. So, I mean, the 83 season, he won the 83 Michigan 500. He was doing well at the Las Vegas race. He almost won that. He had a promising career in front of him, and then it went away, and he had to serve time in prison. And luckily, there was this thing called the IRL that came back, and he was able to get a ride there and got a redemption win at Texas in the early 2000s. And I think he just recently passed away, if I'm if I'm remembering correctly. Hopefully, I'm not giving him an early demise. I think he did pass away, though, because I remember writing a little blurb on it. And unfortunately, kind of before his time, or really at the peak of where his career was going to be, kind of snatched away from him because of just laws at the time. But that's too bad. But moving on to more exciting news, as we got about a minute left here in qualifying, and Josh Crampton on the pole, and there he is in the stealthy Lambo.
So I wanna apologize for something. So I said the schedule. I said about we talking about Melissa. So I said Monza, but it's Imola, the last race.
Imola, okay.
The schedule is Scota, first race.
Cota,
Laguna
okay.
Seca.
All right.
Montreal, the same week when the Formula One is in Montreal. Watkins Glen, Sonoma, Indianapolis Speedway, the real Indianapolis. Yep. And the final is the Finale Mondiali. This is the final. The final of the war, so it's all the series in the same track on the same week.
Okay.
Imola. So yep, that's the schedule. The North America, the Ferrari Challenge in North America. Yeah.
About 2 seconds left, and it looks like Josh Crampton is going to get the pole here as we will end the session and get ready for 25 minutes of racing here at Road Atlanta. And I'll let him finish his lap. If you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of the Motor Racing Simulators race for the gold helmet from Atlanta. And if you respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future P1 Racing broadcasts, including next Monday, which will be Championship Monday for the NTRL Xfinity Series. Mark Murphy will bring you the action for that. And that is the next race that we will have here on the channel. Make sure to ring the bell, click the notify button. You'll be notified 30 minutes before we go live and as we go live. That is it for qualifying. Go ahead, Lewis. You getting ready to say something?
Yeah, I thought we watched the video, this 10 minutes video about the Brazilian guy, Almeida. It's kind of interesting how he came from Brazil to Canada. You know why? He came just because he wanted to what I did. So I don't want to stuck in my country. I want to do something else. So he started in iRacing. Then at some point he started to grow up into. I watched the video to him. I don't want to mess it up with that, but I want to say he came to Canada for sure. He got involved in this. He went to practice because around the Toronto you have some. You can practice. You can go to the car, but in 2 hours far of the Toronto, outside the Toronto, you can testing cars, you can pay for that, and then you can get involved. So he got involved in that. I saw the video. I watched the video. Sorry. He won the Radical in
Radical Championship.
Road America.
Yep.
Yeah. He won a race.
In
the
Road
first
America?
race. So yeah, Road America. So very very good for him. So very interesting. He have he own setups and stuff. So you're gonna check it out. So you have it there.
Yeah, definitely check that out. And there is a link to the video. If you would like to watch it again, it's in the description. And you can check that out as we're getting ready to go racing here as we are lined up. As we are going to have a long pace lap before racing. And here is your starting grid from Road Atlanta. On the front row is Crampton and O'Connell. Crampton with the pole speed of 120, or pole time of 120.162. Simmons and DeGainer on row 2. Sigwin and Crane on row 3. Bill Kazira, in row 4. And are we going to see Sanders back in row 5, or is he going to be admin? I'm not sure. We'll just wait to see what happens when we load in. But at least 8 cars for 25 minutes.
But it's not that kind of 8 cars. We're talking about 8 cars. But we have a lot of high standard here, and it's really, for example, kind of. I want to say kind of cocky on Alan Crane, no challenger. He want to go over there in the middle of the field, but it's going to be interesting how it's going to be over all of these guys, and maybe going to good battle on O'Connell over there.
In the field, we have a Lamborghini, an Audi, a BMW, a Ford Mustang, a McLaren, a Corvette, a Ferrari 296, and another McLaren 720S when they load in. But a little bit of everything out here right now. And we're rolling.
So Johnny O'Connell on in radio is surprised because Alan Crane have the license, the pro license. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Well, yeah. When you make the Butt Kicker Pro Series, everybody gets a license, and right now he's he's in a battle to try to get that free automatic bid for next season. So we wish, of course, here at P1, we're sponsoring him. We wish him the best to get to that, I think the top 15 get the automatic bid for next season, I think.
Oh, pretty good. If it's not, you have to go again for the road to the...
Yeah, you have to do the road to pro, road to qualify again, yep. But if he has to do it again, we know he can do it. He's the former IIS champion for 2022. Of course, we didn't have an IIS champion in 2023. Thank you, Motorsports Games, for taking the fun away from us.
They should have a Pro Series with oval.
Pro Series with only ovals?
Only oval. That's it.
I would like to see how Team Redline. I'd like to see how Team Redline would do on all ovals in IndyCar.
They don't. I'm gonna say they don't do it. They get because you know these guys compete in setups. They make setups very good.
Yep.
So
yep.
That's why they have this advantage in the ovals. That's why Phil Krause is in the fight or the battle for championship. Actually, the last race gonna be, if I know right or wrong, is Milwaukee. Milwaukee did something. Is a oval the last race on the Pro Series. So
yeah, that was the one they voted on.
So Milwaukee.
And we wish all our community members that are in the Pro Series best of luck. Beat those hired guns of the esports team. Well, here we come. Get ready to go green here for 25 minutes at Road Atlanta. Green flag in the air. We're underway. Jockeying for position already coming into 1, 3 wide behind him. And then we get settled into a single line here.
Ooh, she sent it.
Miss Melissa getting it back underway. Yeah. There we go. Adam is bringing up the final spot in the Corvette, which I will be driving this Sunday over on the as the pace car driver for the Classic IndyCar Series. But our leader right now is Josh Crampton, coming down to what I call the T-bone or the ribeye bone-in portion of the steak right here. This is the bone. You mentioned that. The shape of the track reminds me of a bone-in ribeye for some reason, and I am very hungry right now. But Crampton pulling out a bit of a big lead over O'Connell. And we got a lot of blinkers out there right now.
Yeah, O'Connell is blinking over there.
Of course, we broadcast one of his former peers in the IndyCar Series. He blinks a lot too. That's not as much as he used to though. But that's Richie Hearn. And we got a battle back there. Taking a look on the inside, going in the 1, decides against it.
Oh.
We can show you the driver inputs as well. There you go. Help fill some of the space there. The battle between Seguin and Simmons right here for 3rd. Also involved is DeGainer back in 5th. Side by side coming down into this big double apex area, really kind of a off.
Crampton. Oh, the leader,
off.
yeah,
off at the top of the bone there. Now we're all stuck together, and O'Connell, now your leader. He's breaking away. Seguin is now 2nd, Simmons 3rd, Crampton 4th. Again, everyone's, wow, we're going to go 3 wide here. Here goes Crane. He's going to follow through, coming down to the chicane at the bottom of the hill. Oh, loose there. So Crampton goes from the lead back to 5th. He's got plenty of time. 22:10 left to play here at Road Atlanta. If I call it Road America, don't fault me. Don't fault me. It's just didn't. We do a lot of IndyCar races. We're used to going to Road America.
Oh, a spoon.
Oh, very good. Oh, that's Nick Simmons. And they were good to avoid him. Now he has nothing but open racetrack in front of him. And there goes Melissa on by. Track position. Oh, he can try to recover. Let those tires cool off, though. Down the slalom, down the hill to the backside of the race course. Johnny O'Connell is your leader.
Oh, you have to check the temperature weather on the track.
Here it is. Whoa, 131 degrees track temperature. It's gone up.
It's starting in 53. In 128, 127, yeah, something like that. 55 Celsius for outsiders, yeah. For
Mark looking on the outside in the hairpin, or excuse me, the chicane there. Now to the inside, coming down into the pit straight. Brakes, thought about it, tucks back in, down the front straight, put another lap in the books. 20 minutes left to play here.
So, talking me more about the pace car this Sunday.
This Sunday? So I'm basically like just the pace car driver. So I have a Corvette that they had me go out in front. So they lengthened the race a little bit. So it's at the 202 lap. Yeah, it's a 500, but they lengthened the race a little bit. Oh, there's a battle for position. Crampton and Crane.
Nice pass.
That's a good pass there by Crane. Crampton did a good job to defend there. So I'm basically I'm going to try to become the James Gardner of the CIS, and if you don't know that, Joe, that James Gardner drove the pace car quite a bit for. He was a celebrity in the 70s and 80s for the Rockford Files, and on TV, and he's been in some movies too. The most recent one I can remember is Maverick, but that's still a while ago. But anyways, so I will follow the pace car as the field will get into their rows of three behind me. Then the pace car will pull off. I will speed up, and then I will bring the field around for another complete lap. So I'll actually, in the grand scoring of the race, I will get to lead a lap. And then the next time around, I go a little bit faster, and my instructions are when I get into turn 3, is to start accelerating and to get off the race course. And at that point, then the pole sitter, which is Adam Blocker, will have control of the field, and he'll bring them up to speed. So it'll be more of a traditional IndyCar start in the league, and then they'll be coming up to speed out of turn 4 like they would normally in an IndyCar race.
Don't do it like Johnny Rutherford did on Texas 1999.
I won't wreck. Trust me, I won't wreck. I won't wreck. I won't be like the pace car driver did in the 70s and wreck into the stands or anything. I'll come to a safe, complete stop.
That's the worst one. Yeah,
I know. And I believe that was the dealer, the owner of the dealership was the driver of that car. I think. I have to go back.
Something about the brakes or something like that?
Yeah, I think the brakes.
Old car, anyways.
Crane reeling in this battle between Seguin and O'Connell. Seguin got around O'Connell. We're watching that battle a little further on back.
So we didn't say nothing about O'Connell. You can mention something?
Well, I always remember him because I watched the RPM Tonight and all their sessions back on ESPN2 when they were covering the 96 Indy 500. And all his interviews, I always remember his interviews. He always seemed like it was happy to be there, enjoyed being in the kind of taking in the Indy 500 experience. He didn't do bad in Indy cars. He had 2 top 10 finishes, 1 top 5, finished in the top 10 in the abbreviated first season point championship that was won by Scott Sharp and Buzz Calkins. He was actually doing, here we go, look at it, down the hill. Is Adam going to take a shot on the outside? No, Johnny's in the defensive position through the chicane. In the last race that I remember him in was at that Las Vegas race, which was the one that Richie won. He was doing reasonably well driving for Treadway. And I could be wrong. I think he was driving he might have been driving the pole car that Ari had in Indianapolis. And he had a wreck where the car ended up flipping up on its roll bar, and he had to exit the car upside down. But it was one of the many accidents in that race, because if you remember, no one really saw Richie win that race live unless you're on the West Coast.
Yes.
And I'm hoping one of these days that the Indianapolis Motor Speedway pulls that race out of the archives and puts it up on YouTube, because there is no complete record of that race anywhere that is publicly accessible.
Joshua Crackdown is in the battle too. So yeah, I really know about Richie Hare because it's the video cut, and then after that the news. After that, oh, we have the winner and Richie Hare over there. So he's finishing. I think the race finished in base car or something like that.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, it was a bit of a rough race. I don't know if it's just because it was a new racetrack. There's the pass for Crane on O'Connell. Also, Crampton coming through as well. Johnny will just have to regroup and get those spots back.
So Johnny O'Connell also won. 4 times 24 hours Le Mans, but by the series, so GTS, and then GT1 on 2000 something. I have it here. If I found it, I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah, he's one of the most distinguished American sports car drivers I think there is. I mean, this guy has done everything, including race the Indy 500.
Yeah, he was in the Formula B, Formula Atlantic, Indy Light, IMSA GT, victory in Sebring, 12 hours, 24 hours, Le Mans. Yep. He works as a commentary in the ESPN for American, the American Le Mans series. They all American Le Mans series.
Oh, Johnny, yeah, he's a very good TV personality. I remember he was a character when I saw him on TV, and yeah, he's a guy that when he's not behind the wheel, definitely does well behind the camera or in front of the camera. I do well behind the camera. I have the face for I have a face for radio. Remember that, but he has the face and personality for the camera for sure.
Yeah, also he was in the Nationwide Series in 2013, Road America, 12th position. So yeah, he won in 94, 2001, with Scott Pruitt as a partner.
Another famous IndyCar driver.
Yeah, 2009 with John Magnussen as a partner too. He was with Max Papis too. But he finished on second over there. So
we like Max.
I
think Max does occasionally sim racing as well.
Should be.
I think so. We've seen quite a few IndyCar drivers on our history on the old channel and this new channel on the sim. So it's good to see them racing with the community. As Crane is reeling in Marc-Andre. line left to play. Going to look on the outside. Coming down the hill into the bone section. A little banging off the doors there. Tucks back in as they gets back in line. Allow Crampton to close the gap a little bit. Coming down the hill into 10A, 10B. The fence on the inside keeps Crane at bay. Then back up under the hill to 11 into 12 underneath the bridge. And through to the start-finish line, putting another lap in the books. And then up the hill, at the top of the hill, a blind, kind of a blind apex and turn here. You just really don't see it coming. And then I think the signature portion of this racetrack, the downhill slalom, the S's as they call it, coming down into turn 5. Turn 5 very fast. A lot of runoff area there, yep. Then it's a little bit of a straight here down the 6. You can kind of double apex these two corners if you want to. Adam hitting the bumper there, off of 6 through 8. This little curve right here, they count as a curve, 8. And then the straight, this little kink in the straight back the right is going to be turn 9. And then down the hill. We had a Formula Indy series here in the old channel that we were covering one time. And they didn't set the correct sim time and started the race as the sun was about to go down.
Oh, no.
And there are portions of this racetrack that are lit. Some of those corners were the only corners they could actually really see if they had lights on them. And at the bottom of the hill on 10A and 10B, that there is a light there. That was one of the more well-lit portions. But yeah, that race did end in dark on a track that doesn't really have a lot of lights, with cars that have 0 lights whatsoever, at least 0 forward-facing lights. Can you imagine Indy cars with lights, though? That would be pretty cool.
I don't know.
I don't know. You're not going to commit to that one?
No, I think so, no.
No.
Would look like weird.
Top 2 are starting to pull away a little bit from Crampton. It was 1.6, now it's 2.1. As they're kind of pushing each other so they can decide this race amongst themselves. Down to the outside, down the hill. He's going to be able to pull it off. He's going to have to outbrake him. He's going to be in the better position on the other side of the chicane, and there he goes, Crane to the lead.
Melissa in the wall. Now she recovered the car.
No damage there. And in front of the leaders is Nicholas Simmons. They put him a lap down. Might be nursing a damaged car, though. Is getting it to the finish is half the battle. So keep it up. If you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of the Motor Racing Simulators Race for the Gold Helmet from Road Atlanta. We've completed now, we're about 7 minutes left here to race out of the 25 scheduled limits. If you're enjoying today's coverage, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. You could join me and Luis Gonzalez Nunez, my partner in the booth here today, as we're watching this battle raging on the front tomorrow night on the Elite Racing Network at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time for the Elite Iowa Indy 300. They have 3 races left to go in their series, the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series and the Elite Racing League. It'll be Iowa, Michigan, and then they will wrap up at Gateway, side by side down into 10A and 10B. And Adam holds on to the lead.
Really good battle, but Joshua is getting close and close because of the battle.
Yeah, he is now starting to reel in. He's moved it, and there's inside Crane going up the hill. He gets the position. Now let's see if Mark can come back. Brampton now 1.2 away from this battle.
In my computer said 4 to go.
And let's see if Marc-Andre decides to take a look to the inside. He sure is. That's going to be the outside now, coming down into 10A, 10B. And no, not going to be able to get alongside and get the position like Crane did 2 laps ago. And Crane actually now pulls away a little bit as maybe the real tires are starting to give up on Sigwin's car. But Crampton getting closer, now cut it under a second, side by side going into 1. Update on the conditions here in the closing stages. 131 degrees track temperature, 78 degrees ambient. As Crane pulls away by 3/10 down the straight. Uh-oh.
Oh, there it is.
Marc-Andre blinking. Top 5 is Crane, Sigwin, Crampton, O'Connell, DeGainer. We have not talked about Jonathan. There he is in the Mustang. He is one of the clients of the Motor Racing Simulators team. And he races a vintage Devon and SVRA Group 6. Also has a Riley and Scott Mustang. That's probably why he's chose the Mustang here. And he runs in the Trans Am series. He says, and actually I've been told it is Ron Fellows' old car. I drive a Camaro. Don, sorry. and that's a real Camaro, not just a Camaro in iRacing. That's a real Camaro. But since the pandemic started, and now I work from home, it stays in the garage an awful lot. But it has been on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway race course. It has been on the oval. Crampton got around Marc-Andre with the used tires. And Crampton's been saving a little bit, and he's on the outside of Crane and just moves right on by. And move Crampton back to the lead. Remember, he started off on the lead and made a mistake and allowed the leaders on by, fell back to fourth and recovered back to the lead. So he's fought his way back here in the closing stages. Probably have another 2 more laps after this. But he has picked the right time to peak. Crampton, Crane, Seguin, your top 3 now. Now, can Crane have enough left in those tires to run Crampton down? Still a couple more braking zones left to go before this race is well decided. And he can maybe sneak it in there. Top 3 right together, nose to tail. Coming in the 6 and 7.
It's a Lamborghini, no? It is.
Lamborghini,
yeah, it is
yeah.
Lamborghini. Yeah.
Yeah, Lambo.
Fast. It's very fast. More faster than the Corvette. And also
Might have been biding his time there, and he just kind of got around them. As soon as he got around, it's not pulled away. Do we got white flag this time by? I think we do. White flag. 1 more lap to go here at Road Atlanta.
So we have a Lambo, Corvette, and McLaren.
Yeah, a little bit of everything up front. UK versus America versus Italy. Getting a good run on that little runoff area there. Now he's taking a look on the outside, coming to 6. Will he be able to get enough braking? He's going to cross him over. No, almost tried to, though. And, well, there seemed to be a bumper of the Lamborghini there and was not going to be able to hit that. He's got another chance at the bottom of the hill coming to 10A, 10B. Can Crane get close enough?
But in the straight, it's really fast. The
Lambo, yeah. And I mean, the best thing he could do is stay right in the draft. Here we go.
Oh, he's gonna send it. Oh no. Okay.
And that's it. I think he's been able to defend. Final corner, staring at the checkered flag. Crampton starts from the pole and leads at the end to do the double here at Road Atlanta. That's a hard-earned victory right there. That is a very hard. Knowing that Adam Crane is right behind you. I mean, I would be hearing that Jaws song behind me, da-dun, 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 you know, and just knowing that he's there. But wow, great run.
That's really great round. If you said about the iRating, he have is 1.7, but like we talked about many times, the iRating in this season and this league is not affected too much. It's really everybody the same. And he shoots good because Lamborghinis get fast over here.
All right, let's get the final results today from Road Atlanta. Crampton with the win by just 1/10 of a second. We still got cars finishing out there, but O'Connell should probably take a look at that battle. That seems to be pretty close there. There he is, yeah. As Crampton getting the win, Crane second. Seguin is third. The Gainer fourth. Johnny O'Connell fifth. Nicholas Simmons back in sixth. Kazira is back in seventh. Saunders, I think might have been the admin. I'm not sure. And Claire Leclerc did not start. Look like they are classified as 9th, but a top 10 finish, nevertheless. All right.
Was a pretty interesting race with a lot of professional people. Well, not said a lot of, but a couple. So yeah.
All right. I don't know if we'll have any interviews here. We might just have Adam, which is fine. We'll have him talk more about this group of his and what they do.
Is it around?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll give him a few minutes, see if he maybe pops on over. If not, we'll take a look here at the some slow-mo of the top 3 making their laps here at Road Atlanta. Talk about the upcoming week here on the channel, and we'll let everyone go and have their Wednesday nights back. But tomorrow, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time over on the Elite Racing Network. So that's just search that up in the search field there, Elite Racing Network, for their Warriors for Peace IndyCar series. Myself and Luis Gonzalez Nunez, we will be on the call for their Iowa 300 laps there at the Ruckus 7/8 of a mile oval, high banked oval. We'll watch the IndyCars do reasonably well there, but it's going to be a long night. And
it's going to be exciting.
It's going to be exciting, though. And then they got 2 races to go in their season after that at Michigan for the US 500 for the 3rd leg of their Triple Crown. And then also just after, the week after Thanksgiving, starting Thursday, December 5th at 7:45 p.m., the Double Points Race Championship Thursday at Gateway for the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. That's over on the Elite Racing Network, ERN. On Friday, it'll be myself and Kyle Klindworth calling the action for the Velocity Online Racing League's Iconic Series, which is a DW12 cars. For the Phoenix 150, we'll be doing that at 3 p.m. Eastern, and then 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, myself, and Ryan Eric King over on the Velocity Online Racing Network channel. Just search up Velocity Online Racing League, and we will be having the IR18 IndyCar Championship Series there at Phoenix, as well as the Phoenix weekend for VOR. And then our next race here on the P1 channel will be Monday at 8:10 p.m. Championship Monday for the NTRL Xfinity Series, as they decide their championship at Homestead on the 18th. And then myself and then Lewis will be back on the air on next Tuesday at 7:15 p.m. Eastern for our signature broadcast, IndyCar Oval Series Top Splits at Michigan for the last couple races of the official series there, IndyCar Oval Series Season 4 of 2024. Let's see, we got anybody here in chat? Do we want to talk? Nope, I don't think we have anyone here. That's okay. We will take a look here at our winner. And there is Adam Crane, as he fought from the rear to the front. Your final thoughts on today's race here before we get on out of here? A lot of pros in this race and a lot of racing history we discussed.
Yeah, it's very. He was a good race, actually. We have a battle from the start to the end, so it's really, really good race today. We have a lot of pros around, so. About this, we have to mention a little more when we have more information. But for now, we have this race when we have our first winner in this race. So it was kind of I don't want to say weird, but it's like wow, the car is really fast in the straight. That's why make the moves on the Corvette was in the corner, so that's why make more
I got you.
faster. Yeah, that's the thing. So we have Joshua Clapton as our winner, so almost there for Crane, just for the 110. So let's see what's happening on the next one. If we have the next one or not, we have to know. And for sure, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, just stay tuned to this. We'll update the description with any other new information we get, but just stay tuned to that. And of course, if you need to watch that, the video that we showed during side by side earlier in the episode here, that is posted. The link for that is posted in the description. You could check that out again. You could check that out again if you like. It runs about 10 minutes in length and give you a full understanding of what this group is trying to accomplish. And you too, if you could be a client of theirs, just head to their main channel, and I'm sure there'll be more information there. We can dig up on them and check them out. But that is the Motor Racing Simulators group, and we want to thank them for looking us up and bringing their action to you. But let's get Crampton. There's your winner, Joshua Crampton there, and we'll just get on out of here with that. So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium here from Road Atlanta is Josh Crampton, your winner. Adam Crane is second. And Marc-Andre Seguin is third. Join LGN and myself tomorrow night as the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series kicks off the last 3 races of its 2024 B season by visiting Iowa Speedway for 300 laps. Catch all the wheel action starting at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, at 7:45 p.m. Eastern. As always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you find everything right here on YouTube. Just search Elite Racing Network. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed today's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out more of other P1 iRacing programming, which we talked about here. Don't forget to join us. We'd be more than happy to have you as a subscriber. It's free. And we have racing pretty much every week all throughout the remainder of this year. Track cams today provided by Whiplash SimCams. Get the most to thank you. Actually, we want to say thank you to Whiplash SimCams for being the official camera pack provider for P1 Broadcasting. To get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash SimCams, to learn more about Whiplash, follow them on Twitter or like them on Facebook. All the links you need for them are in the description. So for LGN, everyone here at Motor Racing Simulators and at P1, I'm Gary Gatto saying to all good night and thanks for watching. Until all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again tomorrow night on the Elite Racing Network for IndyCars in Iowa. We'll see you then. Good night.